Hi kids! We're going to have a song and a story today with Miss Suzanne. First we'll sing a song, and you might recognize it from last week. See if you can find where Rowan jumps in to help us. Okay? I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. I've got the peace that passes understanding down in my heart.
Huh?
Down in my heart.
Huh?
Down in my heart. I've got the peace that passes understanding down in my heart.
Huh?
Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. I've got the glorious hope of my blessed Redeemer way down in the depths of my heart.
Where?
Down in the depths of my heart.
Where?
Down in the depths of my heart. I've got the glorious hope of my blessed Redeemer way down in the depths of my heart.
Where?
Down in the depths of my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. That was great. Now we'll have a story with Miss Suzanne.
Hi, boys and girls. Today is the 7th Sunday of Easter, and the Gospel is from the Gospel of John again. It's also the last Sunday of Easter, and next week will be Pentecost. So here's the reading from John. After Jesus had risen from the dead, he came to his friends again and again. He showed his friends that he really was alive. They could see him and touch him, and Jesus even ate food with his friends then. One day, Jesus walked with his friends outside the city of Jerusalem. Together, they walked to the Mount of Olives, and Jesus said, "Today is the last day you will see me. I will still be with you, but you will not see me, because I am going to live with God." The friends were sad to hear this. "Don't leave us again," they said, Jesus. "I have to," Jesus said. "That way I can send you the helper that I have promised, and I will send you the Holy Spirit." "Will we be able to see the Holy Spirit?" asked one friend. "No," said Jesus, "but when the Holy Spirit comes to you, you will love God better. You will love me better, and you will love one another better. Then you will know how to tell everyone about God's love." "When will the Holy Spirit come?" asked another friend. "Soon," said Jesus. "Go to Jerusalem and wait together. The Holy Spirit will come to you when you are all praying together." Then the friends could no longer see Jesus. A cloud hid him. But two men in white appeared and said, "Why are you looking? You will not make Jesus come back this way. Jesus will come again on a day that no one knows." The friends walked slowly back to Jerusalem. All the men and women who were Jesus' friends stayed together in a room, praying and wondering about what Jesus had promised, the Holy Spirit. And that's the end of the Gospel. What I'm going to talk about a little bit today is how we are Christians, Episcopalian Christians, most of us, and we live in the world, but we're not of the world. And when Jesus asked us to stay in the world and share who we are about God, about who we praise and who we worship as God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit. He wanted us to know that our job was to go out into the world and meet people who don't know who God is and try to be a model for them. So this has been kind of debated for a long time. Some people who want to be close to Jesus go live by themselves. They might be monks who live together or nuns that live together, and they're called cloistered, and they don't live among the people like we do. We just live with everyday people. They live in special communities of religious people. And there are some Christians who believe that we absolutely need to be close to God. We need to be among the people in the world and show them what our world is like. I'm like the second kind. And I'll tell you a story about what happened once to me. I lived in Arizona, and my kids would get on the bus stop, go to the bus stop and get on the bus to go to school right near my house and near the church where I worked. So I would always walk the kids to the bus stop and wait for them to get on, and then I would walk on to church. Sometimes I rode my bike and walked with them, and they walked, and then I rode on to church. Anyway, there was a group of ladies there that waited with their kids, mostly ladies, sometimes there were men. And one was a group of people who thought that just by being close together and knowing each other, that was their way to worship God and know God and love God. And they really were like in a little circle, and they really didn't talk to the other moms or dads at the bus stop. And but that was okay with me. That was the way that they decided to share their faith. There was one lady named Sarah who had a little boy, and I would see her time and time again, and we would talk, and she knew I worked at the church up the street, but I don't think she knew what my job was. And one day her son wasn't there, and she wasn't there, and then the next day, and on the third day, I thought, I better check with Sarah. Even though we're not good friends, we're kind of neighbors, but I better check with her to see how she's doing and why her son's not at the bus stop. So I knocked on Sarah's door, and it seemed that the little boy, was very sick in the hospital. And I told her I would pray for her. She came home to rest for a little bit, and that's why she was home and not at the hospital with him. And I went home, and I made a casserole or something for her and her husband for when they were not at the hospital. And I told her to please tell the little boy that I would be praying for him. And I did that. I prayed every day for him. And he eventually got better and came home from the hospital. And then he was back at the bus stop with his mom, Sarah. And the first day back, he came and said, "Thank you for praying for me." And I don't think he knew too much about prayer because his family didn't go to church. But when he got on the bus stop, his mom, Sarah, said to me, what religion are you? Because the church where I worked had all different faiths there, kind of like St. Clair's. There were different faith communities that worshiped in the same building. And I said, I'm a Christian. And she said, "Oh, I just want to be like you because you came and you asked me about my baby, my son, and you brought me food and you told me you'd pray for me and you checked on me by and by. And I really appreciated it. But the group of women who get together and talk about Jesus a lot at the bus stop, no one ever came to see me or talk to me." So she wanted to be like me. I was kind of an example for her about how Christians live. And that's the kind that she wanted to be. So she went to the church where I worked, and she and her son joined. And I think eventually her husband joined. And they were baptized, and they became Christians. And that was really exciting for me because I didn't go and say to her, "You have to be a Christian like me, Sarah." No, I didn't even say anything about what my job was, just that I worked at the church. What she saw was someone who was caring and loving and tried to be kind. And that's my best example of how living in the world with different people, you can still show them about God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit by the way you care for them. So there's other ways probably that I've touched people's lives, maybe children or something, but that's the one that's most remarkable to me. And I think that's what Jesus is asking us to be. Be in the world, but not of the world. It's kind of confusing, but our job as Christians is to go out and live our life amongst all the people at school and different places, but to use the rules that Jesus taught us about loving, forgiving, kindness, and all the things that we can do to serve Him. And when we do that, we serve others too. So we can demonstrate the love of Jesus to those around us because we are in the world. But we want people near us to know that we love and care for them, and we can do that. And we do that because of Jesus. So when Sarah asked me, "Why did you come?" and I said, "Well, my faith calls me to act like Jesus and be kind and to pray and to help whenever I can." And that's what I've tried to do. I've never had a lot of money, like some people say, "Here's a lot of money for the church or the poor people or something." I've never had a lot of money in my life. I've given some money, but that's not the way that I've been able to give. The way that I've been able to give is mostly through my heart and my actions for people. So I think that's what we're called to do. Well, with the Holy Spirit sent to us, and we know that the Holy Spirit is all around us, we want people to know that we are unique because we have the love of Christ in the Holy Spirit around us, and it helps us to be better people. So I want to thank everyone who drove by my house last Sunday. You can see some flowers over my shoulder. I got a cake and flowers and some bread and some gifts, some sparkling juice, and some cards that you all made. And I really appreciated the people driving by and all the attention that I got and the love I got for working at the church among you. So I hope you have a good week. And if you sit in on the Zoom church meetings next Sunday, remember to wear red, because Pentecost, the color of Pentecost is red. And that's when a lot of people believe the church that we know really started with the Holy Spirit and the friends that Jesus said together. So red is the color, and I'm going to try to remember to wear red. Okay, that's it for now. Take care. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.